Alright, today we're going to talk about the new wireless gaming mouse by Razer, the Razer Orochi V2. As you see, we have the white and black version here. And just talking about that, there's a lot we're going to cover here as far as, again, the quality, the build, the value, but I'm also going to compare it to 5 other gaming mice. So I can really wrap this around, help you out, and you can decide, is that shape really going to work out for you? But again, there's a lot of cool things we're going to talk about with this mouse here. Number one being, again, the black and white version, as you see right here. But really cool, to top that off, they're also going to have customizable options. As you see, we have interchangeable face plates right here. So as you see, you pick out designs. Now they have tons of different designs on there, but it's really cool. As you can see, you just bam, pop off the back of it, just magnetizes in there, clips up, and you are good to go. And again, if you want to put a replacement on there, just goes in, bam, it's attached. Bam, and it's attached. And it's on there good. As you see, it doesn't come off or anything. You gotta get back there into that little clip and pull it out. But it's really cool, again, having the options like that to just flop it around how you like. Me personally, I like it like this, where I put the black one on the white one like that. I don't know, it's really cool, but so neat. And again, they got tons of different options to choose from here. And let me tell you what, right out the box, feeling the Orochi V2 in your hands, it is quality. You just feel it. There's no creaking, there's no cranking, there's no flexing, and that's awesome to be able to say that with having that interchangeable faceplate up there. Even when you put it on, it's on there solid. It doesn't move around. 1 and 2, there's no wiggle in it. The back, there's no wiggle in it. That is really awesome. And again, whenever you press it anywhere, it doesn't creak or it doesn't, wobble side to side. I really like seeing that. And again, these mice that you can really interchange and customize up. The build on this guy is stinking solid. Now going along with that build right there, let's go ahead and talk about weight. We're going to pull out our scale here. Now on their box, as we can see over here, I'm not sure if the camera picked it up, but it says, let's get some focus. There we go. Take your time to focus. There we go. So as we saw on the box right there, it's stating 60 grams, which I don't think that's really fair for them to put that there. So number one, let's go and take our battery out. And here's the mouse itself. We'll weigh it down. I get 59. So give or take right there, we'll put out that 60, right? That's what it weighs without the battery. But the mouse cannot be used wired, right? It's only with a battery. By the way, in your box, they do include your AA, and it's actually a lithium ion battery, which is real cool because we never see this in wireless mice. You just include a regular AA. And we know lithium ions are a lot lighter than a regular AA, along with them lasting a lot longer. So anyways, let's go and put the AA in here. Let's go and take that dongle out. You know what? We just waited with the dongle there. So anyways, we're going to take our dongle out right there. As you see, by the way, you have a AAA slot and then a AA slot right there. And before we even weigh this, I want to point this out. See how it's angled there? A lot of wireless mice, you're going to see the battery go straight up and down right here. So all that weight is, bam, slopped down in the middle and usually towards the back. This is so cool. Again, you're probably looking at this like, well, whatever. Again, AAA and then your AA slot. So you put it in there, the weight is distributed perfectly across right there. So again, whenever you feel it in your hand, it's just perfect right there. So anyways, let's slap this on, get it on a scale. What are we getting? 72 grams. Let me get this a little bit better for you guys. 72 grams with the AA lithium ion. Let's go and get that guy off. Get our white one over here. Dongle's already out, but we have the AAA in there. AAA lithium ion, by the way. Get that one on, and we are at 65 grams. So you're probably looking at there, you're like, okay, well, that's really not a big difference, right? You're talking AA lithium ion and then the AAA right here. I can tell the difference. Is it like night and day? Like, you gotta buy the AAA, you need it. No, it's not like that by any means, but the AAA, it feels like there's no battery in there, and it feels fantastic. It is perfectly balanced. Nothing in the front, back, or anything like that. It feels great. It seriously feels like there's no battery in there. Coming to the AA, I do feel a pinch of weight in the back. Again, this is me being nitpicky, right? Because again, it's not deal breaking or bad by any means, but comparing the two, yes, the AAA feels much better. So after looking at all that, the next question on your mind is, well, how long does it last? Is it beneficial for me to use that AA or that AAA? What is going to be the best? And y'all know I don't script right, but I did have to take some notes for this right here because we got a few different variations here, right? So let's go on and talk about with the AAA first right here, using Bluetooth, because you have Bluetooth and 2.4 wireless, hyperspeed wireless on this guy. So via Bluetooth, you have 950 hours. Going wireless, the 2.4, you get 425 hours. Again, this is with the lithium AA battery, With the regular AA battery, you're gonna get 260 hours of battery life as far as wireless right there. Now with the AAA battery, they don't give us any numbers or anything, but it's saying 1/3 less of the regular usage right there. That's gonna be up to you to do that math work right there. So again, either way, with the AA or the AAA, you get tons of battery life. I mean, the AAA is gonna suit you perfectly fine. AA, I mean, heck, you're set for a while, you know what I mean? So again, really cool, number one, that they're including that in there, but the greater thing about that is the option to choose what you want. I've never seen this before in any mouse. I really think this is a first of its kind. Now next, talking about the buttons on the Orochi V2, they're using a Razer V2 mechanical switches, gold plated, gold contacts and everything like that. And let me tell you what, these guys are stinking crispy, really crispy. 1 and 2, you have nice grooves up there as well. And then your side buttons, they stick out a little bit, and just take a listen to these guys. I mean, they just feel so nice. They feel really good. And the cool thing about it, now we're gonna get into shape and dimensions here coming up. That's kind of one thing I really wanna touch on. But again, just talking about the buttons, you're seeing that slight little groove on the side right there. So it locks your thumb in, and then bam, your side buttons are right there. They stick out a little bit. I love the button placement on these guys. The scroll wheel, the 1 and 2, really nice. Now, going back when I talked about the build, I showed you how there was no movement in the buttons whenever you press them or you press anywhere on the shell. Now, if you get up to the front and you actually lay into them, like, they're gonna move, right? Again, you got that replaceable shell right there, so they're gonna budge a little bit. But again, I have to get up there onto 1 and 2 to really make them move. Whenever I just press them like this, no budging whatsoever. Whenever I even press on a shell anywhere, no budging whatsoever. You actually got to get up there, lay into them to make them budge. All right, so now let's go and talk about the shape and dimensions of the Orochi V2. I saved this for the end right here because I feel like I'm gonna be quite long-winded here. I got a lot to talk about. But number one, talking about the base shape and dimensions of Orochi V2. Just looking at the numbers, you can tell, yes, this is a smaller mouse. And believe it or not, Razer's actually kind of went about it as that way, as a portable mouse. The mouse to use on the go. Slap it in your book bag, you know, use it with your gaming laptop or whatever. It's right there, it's easy to use, it's not bulky, going right along with that battery life, right? Great on the go. It's gonna last for your entire trip and it's not gonna take up a whole lot of space. But I wanna stop you right there. Yeah, it's great for that, but don't look at it only as a portable on-the-go gaming mouse, because it really, for me at least, even though it's smaller, you all know I'm not a fan of small mice, right? I like big mice. I like Death Adder. You know what I mean? With this being smaller, it was shockingly fun and very great to use. Number one, talking about that groove on the side right there, my thumb slid right into it, bam, right in line with the side buttons. And the hump is tall on this guy, so my fingers kind of come down and just rest on it right there. Now, no, it doesn't come into the back of my palm, which I usually prefer, right? So yeah, that's different. But again, with the rest of my fingers just resting there, it was just so nice. It really worked as far as that flicking and dipping right there, and it stayed comfortable. Now, why I said I was gonna be long-winded about this as well is, again, I have 5 mice I wanna talk about here that I think will be on your mind and maybe be able to really wrap the shape and feel of this mice up for you. So again, sorry to be long-winded right here, but I really hope this will help you out. So the number one mouse I wanna talk about is the Logitech G305, the old egg here, right? So you might be looking at these and be like, oh, well, that's just like what it is. This is, you know, Razer doing that. But they're quite different. The G305 is longer, right? So number one, if I get it right here, as you see, it comes back further in my palm, I can pull it back here and get it into my palm, right? And still be able to access my buttons and everything, but it never sits into my hand, right? So I'm like this, or if I pull it back here, if I wanna rest my hand on it, I gotta be flat on the 305 here, you know? Not comfortable for me. So usually I'm pretty much clawed up like this, because it sits lower. It is longer, but sits lower. With the Orochi right here, it sits taller. So as you see, my fingers kind of rest on the mouse. It's part of my hand, if that makes sense. And that makes it really enjoyable for me as far as the Orochi being part of my hand. When the G305, I got to claw it and it becomes uncomfortable after a while. So similar kind of, but I don't know. I don't think this is the best comparison. Maybe as far as width, it feels like it right there, but as far as base, shape, feel in my hand, nah, not the same. Also, this guy feels a little bit more unbalanced with the battery in the back compared to the Orochi. So let's set the 305 over there. The other one I want to talk about is the Qatar. Is that right? Was that what this is called? Yes, the Qatar Pro right here, the Corsair. This one, really hit me. And I was like, all right, well, that looks quite similar, right? Almost even the same features, you know? But even looking at the guitar, it's wider and then pew, it shoots down right there, right? So it sits in your hand almost just like that. But again, the difference is going to be the top where it flares out on the guitar here, and it kind of comes a little bit further into the top of your hand. As far as bass shape, almost the same, right? Guitar a little bit bigger, as you can see. But with the Orochi, again, it just kind of flows with your finger. It's got that flow, if that makes sense. It's very comfortable. The curves are perfect. Now, I'm talking about me here, so it may be different for someone else, but for me, the flow is really nice. The guitar feels a little bit sharper in our hand, but very similar right here. So again, if you use this, you can kind of get an idea what it's going to feel like in the top of your hand, right? Maybe we'll go like this. Like for the Orochi, it's going to feel like the top of the guitar and the sides of the 305. So maybe that'll wrap that up there. But some other comparisons that might be on your mind is how about the Razer Viper? We have the Ultimate right here. Let me get these couple out of this so we're not getting confused. But talking about the Razer Viper, completely different. Completely different in my opinion. I mean, scroll wheel feels the same, stuff like that, right? But we're talking bass shape right here. When I got the Viper in my hand, after testing this, I pulled the Viper out. I saw, let me see if it's anything like this. The Viper felt gigantic. It felt huge compared to the Orochi V2 here. So I was using this, just constantly using it as my main for a few weeks right there, and just dabbling with it, using it, you know, and I got used to it. That's why I got to my comparison. Let me put this in, like even just going like that right here, going around, bam, into the Viper. It feels huge. Just look at that. Look at this guy fill my hand out. And I usually say the Viper is usually a little bit thinner for me and everything. For me to say the Viper feels big is just like, that's mind-blowing for me, you know what I mean? But again, the Viper feels huge compared to the Orochi. So I don't even think we should compare the Orochi to the Viper at all, but I just wanted to pull that out there just to let you guys know. So the other thing you're saying, okay, that's too big, Techne. How about the Viper Mini here? Let's talk about the Viper Mini. This guy's tiny, right? It is really tiny. And it makes the Orochi feel big. Now we're just confused. Now we're just lost, you know what I mean? So the Viper, as you see on the bottom right here, it gets really small inside right there. And that's, you start pinching right there, for me at least, right? Straight up fingertip mouse all day long, the Viper. That's what it is a fingertip mouse for me. With the Orochi, it's a little bit wider and the hump is a little bit bigger there and it just sits in your hand perfectly. Again, with the grooves, it just flows like I stated earlier. The Viper Mini for me, this is what it is. It's this kind of mouse. It's a fast-paced flick and dipper. So maybe if we want to compare those two again, let's go like this. Viper Mini, Orochi, then Viper. Then this will sit in the middle, and that could be what that is. But as far as that, I still don't think it feels like either of them. Right? So anyways, now that I've completely confused you, I want to pull out one other mouse just to maybe help you out as well. Let's pull out my ever so favorite Razer Death Adder V2 Pro. We have the wireless one here, same as any other one. Golly, I love the Death Adder. I stink and love it. Look at this guy. This thing is filling out my hand right here. This thing is jumbo. I love it, you know? It's big. The side button's like, whew, I can go on and on about the Death Adder. I stink and love it right here. And why I pulled this one out, because you're like, come on, Techne, that makes no sense. Like, you're talking about these other ones over here, like we know it's not the Death Adder. And you're right, it's not the Death Adder. But why I wanted to pull the Death Adder out right here is the Death Adder, if you used it before, even if you don't like palm grip and you don't like bigger mice, you can, I'm pretty sure you can agree with me, the shape, the curves, the feel of this guy, it's in your hand and it is comfortable. It's in there, you know what I mean? And that's what's great about the Death Adder. And as crazy as it sounds, I get that vibe with the Orochi up in my hands. It just flows. It flows perfectly up there. Yeah, it's not filling out my hand again, but it flows perfectly with my fingers right there. It's just like when you go one to the other, that's what I put it at. This is the fingertip Death Adder. That makes no sense. You're probably thinking Death Adder Mini. No. That's not where we're going with this here. Think about the curves and the feel, just that natural feel as part of your hand. That's what I get with the Orochi V2. All right, so I'm so sorry I got long-winded and went on and on about that shape, dimensions, and those comparisons right there. But again, I wanted this to be a review, not a commercial, right? And I really wanted to really emphasize the shape with you guys because it was really interesting, fun, and different. So I really wanted to share that with you. But anyways, wrapping this up right here, a couple things I want to talk about. Number one, with Razer implementing this as more or less a portable, right? Take it on the go, game with it on the go, portable mouse. Yeah, it works out fantastic like that. It's great. It's not going to take up a lot of space. It's going to really work out with that with the battery life and everything. It's fantastic for that. But again, as I stated earlier, don't look at it as just a portable gaming mouse because again, it works great at your regular daily desk too. It's that good. But coming into the wrap up here, I want to talk about the price, the value and everything. So the Orochi itself is $69.99, 70 bucks. Okay, let's talk about that for a second, right? 70 bucks before we even go into anything else. Is it worth 70 bucks? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. Like, seriously, like I thought about this a little bit before this review, and I'm like, 70 bucks, right? So where is it justifying 70 bucks? The mechanical switches, the V2, they're nice, they feel good. PTFE feet, good sensor, Bluetooth and wireless. Okay, so hold on. Let's go back to the Corsair guitar right here. We got Bluetooth, we got wireless. Right now it comes with a regular AA and the regular placement right there, you know. Still a good sensor and everything, great build. SteelSeries Arox, I believe, or Rival, the wireless has Bluetooth and wireless as well. And it's 59 or 49 bucks. This guy is 39 or 29. I should have checked my prices. But anyways, my point being is that they're both extremely cheaper than this. So what is justifying this $70 price tag is what I'm asking. I'm asking you. I'm trying to figure it out myself right here. If there was something if I could answer my own question, it would be maybe the replaceable top, the different battery placement and usable. It also comes with a lithium ion. Compiling that together, does that justify 70 bucks? What do you think? I'm having a hard time justifying it. I love the mouse. It's a great mouse. If you buy it, you're gonna like it. You know, if it's the shape you're looking for, of course, you know what I mean? I mean, it's all personal preference, but again, it's a quality product. It is, I'm not questioning that. What I'm questioning is where is the $70 being justified? I'm not too sure. I would like to see it at 50, 60 max. I'd like to see that 50, you know what I mean? I think what would really justify it at that $70 price range is if they included a replacement shell. You know, I don't know, maybe just slapped one in a box, maybe just gave you the black and white shell, something like that to swap it out. But unfortunately, to get one with a replacement shell, it's gonna run you $89, $89.99, 90 bucks. Now it lost me. Now it lost me. That's crazy, because talking about 100, close at 100 bucks right there, the Viper Ultimate with the charging dock, right? And the mouse right there, you're talking 100 bucks. So I feel like the pricing's a bit steep with the shell. I wish the shells were like maybe 10 bucks. Again, they have multiple colors. I'm not sure how much they run separately, but going price to price, you're talking 20 bucks for the shell. Is that how much a different shell's gonna cost, is 20 bucks? I'm not too sure, I don't know that pricing right there. But again, talking core mouse at 70 bucks, again, it's a great product. I love it. But I feel like 70 is a little steep. I'd like to see this at 50 bucks. I'd say, hey, close your computer, shut this video down and go buy one right now. You know what I mean? At 50 bucks. At 70 bucks, go through this video, look at those shapes and dimensions, see if it's gonna suit you. If it's gonna, you got a complete win. It's a great, awesome product. I love the innovation as far as the battery placement right there and the usability of two different style of batteries. So all in all, wrapping it up, I do like the product. I like it a lot. I really do. Heck, I'm gonna use this from my travels or just whenever I'm using my laptops elsewhere, you know what I mean? It's a heavy price, it's a great product. Go through the video and justify it for yourself is where I would honestly put it before you go off and just dish out 70 bucks. So anyways, that'll wrap up my review on a Razer Orochi V2. I hope I was able to help you out one way or another in this extremely long-winded video here. But again, there was a lot that hit me with this product and I really wanted to share that experience with you guys. So again, I hope I helped you out and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.